secure and proceed. The ship's moving around a little bit. It's going to move around some more. You know, you walk around, you don't see people covered with sweat today for a change. And the boat's moving. It's a little drier. It's going to get even drier than that, and the boat's going to move some more. So let's get out, tie things down, and make sure we're ready for that.
We're heading down to Australia. The sea's pretty good size, good swells. I think the deck's all the way up to 30 plus feet.
I haven't seen pitching decks like this since maybe 1985, 20 years ago in the North Atlantic, and had not seen the deck move quite this much.
You would think that 5 months into cruise that we would be pretty proficient. I think we are, but you know, here we're out doing pitching deck. Do I agree with it or disagree? It's not for me to say. It's probably a little bit beyond where we needed to be.
Taking off and landing on an aircraft carrier is, from a pilot standpoint, is a perishable skill. We've learned over the years that a certain amount of practice in certain conditions is required to maintain the capability to do that professionally and well.
This is absolutely more dangerous than it was actually flying missions in the Gulf.
Go get him.
We got lucky in the Gulf. The seas are pretty calm. But out here, pitching decks, this is scarier. You still gotta go back and land on the boat.
If this is a landing area, you know, it normally looks about like that. All of a sudden you're kind of seeing it like this and then seeing it like that. So you have to do all your normal procedures. But now you add to it the visual perception here that is changing, and you can't decide if it's your mind or the boat. That's why it's such a challenge.
Your brain, when you come aboard, you kind of start to think the runway is a fixed object. That's what you reference things on, where it's not a fixed object and it's actually moving. It'll kill you in a second. You know, you won't be the first one to fly into the water behind the ship. Or to hit the back of the ship, or miss the whole landing area, or do a long bolter and end up in the water. It's a dangerous job.
Strap the waist, make a ready deck. Paddles, lenses on, you have control, 3.5 degree glide slope, targeting 3 wire. Stand by to recover aircraft.
Yeah.
What a paddles does is we go up onto the back of the ship, and we're there in case the pilots need us to help them land their aircraft. For us on the platform, we have simply the plat camera. We have a set of crosshairs on there where the plane should be, like right in the middle of those crosshairs.
207, right on ball 52.
We have the radios, we talk to the pilots, we give them more information than they could receive from the ship, basically to help them get aboard.
107, approach final bearing 174, flying 290.
Little power. Easy with it.
Easy with it, easy with it, easy with it, easy with it. When you're coming aboard, you're aiming for that third wire and the OK pass. When you don't hit a wire at all, if you put in a little bit too much power there at the end and you touch down past the wires and have to go back around again, it's called a bolter.
Just watching. I got some pilots that I worry about. Because, you know, the first thing, you don't want to lose anybody, and number two, the airplanes are pretty expensive and it's tax dollars. You know, if they go to the bottom of the ocean, there's not a whole lot you can do with them.
Marshall 207, tanker 26. 203, round ball 5.5. Roger ball, 28 knots above us.
Here we go, see.
We cannot afford to have an aircraft that's starved for fuel. The Nimitz is 700 miles away from the nearest divert field. No one was going to make it 700 miles.
It's simply a different feeling when you know there's no divert available. There's no safety net out and around the aircraft carrier that you can go to if you have some emergency with your airplane. You have to land back on this ship.
Come left steer course 112 degrees.
Come left steer course 112 degrees aye.
The choices are either to land on the ship or jump out alongside the ship. I'm uncomfortable with the conditions, so we decided to scrub the remaining night events, but we still had aircraft we need to recover in the dark.
No matter how long you do this business, you never get used to the nighttime. At night, your visual is not as accurate as it is in the daytime. So you can get vertigo. You know, they always tell people to respect nature. Respect the sea, never turn your back on the ocean. I mean, all the little things that you learn. It's the same thing, you better respect the night.
Well, we've got 12 airplanes airborne, and we're going to have to launch 3 tankers to put some extra gas in the air in case guys have trouble getting aboard. The problem with doing that, though, is we also have to land those airplanes. So the more people you put in the skies, the more planes you have to land.
One of my jobs this evening is to be a recovery tanker for the jets coming down, and I'm feeling like basically this is crazy, and what's the point of doing all this? When I think I'm going to go, the deck is down, so they actually sit there and wait for another 5 or 6 seconds so they don't shoot you into the water, more or less. When it comes to pitching deck, I would say that I am more of a novice, or at least my experience has been limited. And I know enough to know that the conditions we're starting to get extreme would be a fair way to characterize them.
Back on. Power. You with power.
After the 7th guy in a row bolted, you know, I wonder how many tankers I can launch and how long this goes before we start getting some people aboard and recovered.
Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 bolters or wave offs so far.
When the ship gets to side rolling, it makes your instruments kind of do funny things in the cockpit. So you're just kind of coming down and you're kind of blinking your eyes, trying to make sure you're on center line.
Yeah, see, look at it. Move. Oh, power. Power. Down low.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, holy cow, I'm a little high. And next thing you know, and so now you're in the bolter wave-off pattern, and you're looking at all these other airplanes that are in the bolter wave-off pattern with you.
503, flight up low glide path, flight around course, mile and a half.
That posse. Oh man, stay with it.
503 on glide path, flight left course, 3/4 mile.
Holy. 8. Here's the power. Oh, it's steady. It's steady. It's steady. Bingo on the ball. That's good.
Seriously, that was the first time I ever really felt like I am about to hit the back of the ship. I am about to smash into the back of the ship and go into a million pieces.
Little power to catch it. Little power. Power.
So, you know, you're bringing the power off, and I'm like, that's all I'm giving you, man.
Come on, buddy.
I'm done.
Yes. I've never breathed so fast and so hard in my life. It was just unbelievable. I was shaking. God. It was definitely one of the most stressful experiences I've ever had.
You want to look at ISIS and all
Did you watch the deck?
Dude, all I know is I was in close and they're like, little power. I looked down and I saw back of the ship above me. And I was like, ah!
There's been times it looks like guys are probably looking down on the deck and the deck just comes up and catches them and they trap.
I could just hear paddles like they gave it power, so they gave it power, and all of a sudden it just like from the deck like being above me, it just goes, woo! And I was like, hey everybody down there, how y'all doing? I'm gonna stay up here. It's safe up here.
I need a drink.
I'm just shaking still.
Easy with it, easy with it.
We're almost done.
Jar Jar's going around. The deck's steady at a mile. Jar Jar's going around.
Now I'm starting to get pretty nervous, realizing that, hey, the deck, this is no joke, and the deck is everywhere.
Get in here.
Look, there's that little.
Come up a little bit.
Well, you got it. You got it. Yes. He's good. He's good.
He goes around.
He was coming down and he hit so hard that he bounced over all of the wires. So he skipped the 2, 3, and the 4-way.
Next thing I knew, I was getting airborne again, and that's when I started becoming very anxious, thinking to myself, well, okay, looking at my gas, hey, I've got about two more tries here, and then they're gonna start thinking about giving me some gas, and you know, I don't want to be that guy. I'd like to just get aboard quietly and have my moment of sheer terror, and then go find somewhere just to have an aneurysm and call it a day.
102, dirty up. 102, get 30.
Oh boy, it's settling out. It's settling out. Show them a little high.
Good job, Jojo. Thanks, fellas.
Last guy on board, I'll tell you that.
102 on course, 5 miles. 102.
There's no one to save you. There's no gas airborne. You got to do what you need to do to get on deck.
If he goes around one time, it's going to be in his head, and he's going to be pissed off, and it's going to affect his next approach. It's going to take an approach.
No, because he's going to get aboard. He's going to be like,
mind
get aboard
game.
on the next one.
He's going around twice.
I think I'm gonna be the pessimist for the whole ready room here. I don't think he's getting aboard.
I don't think so either.
Starting the Dutch roll, dude. That's all.
Yeah, just wait. No, he's
it's going to continue to get worse.
I'm telling you, he's going around. He's going around.
Done. Look at it.
He's going around.
Already out of sync.
no, it's going to settle out.
Right there.
I'm a D. It's gonna so loud.
No,
I don't think so. I've been watching this.
He's going around. 7 right off ball 5-2. Roger ball, working 30.
He's going around. I got more black
I don't know
him.
what to do with the ball. Look at that. Oh, steadied out. Yacht.
Oh, and he's gonna get a board. Oh, rock steady.
Sit around, paddles. Sit around. There's the low. That's right. Show the low. Show the low.
Paddles. Glad to be here.
Glad to be here. You're right. I told you, Tom.
That was not my first pitching deck experience, but it was my last. It's something that I really like to do, and the thought of not doing it anymore, I guess, slightly relieved, but slightly depressing.
All right, man. Hey, thank you very much. You guys have a good night, all right?
You too.
Oh, wait, hey. Let's go.